Hello, I am here on a beautiful late summer's evening. In fact, we are just entering autumn fairly shortly. And I am at the Gervasi vineyard in Canton, Ohio. Now, there's a car show, or several car shows on this evening, and I'm here for a Mercedes show primarily, but I'm going to check out some of the other stuff if not many Mercedes have turned up. I like winery car shows because they attract a different crowd from the usual Clem and Joe showing off their Mustangs and GTOs. Now, I don't mean to sound snobbish when I say that, but the biggest reason why I like these shows primarily is that you can get to talk to a lot of people. You know, it's not just sitting around in deck chairs primarily. There may be some, but the other beauty of it is as well is that they're not playing rock and roll music at 4 million decibels, so you're just going to get struck for copyright on YouTube. That's the best thing about it. So anyway, enough waffle from me. I'm going to check this out. I don't know when I'm going to put this video out, probably sometime later this year, but it's the first time that I've been to this winery, so let's see what it's all about. Right, so there's a bit of everything here, so I'm going to start off with this Cayman. This looks like a 718 actually. Beautiful car. I much prefer these to 911s. The weight distribution is just so much better, and just a fabulous looking car. Of course, based on the Boxster, but the Cayman didn't get introduced until about 2006. Beautiful first generation Mustang. This is the 289. So I think it's a smaller V8, but I'm going to find out in a minute what year this is, but it's an early car. Check out that interior. Is this your car? It's beautiful. What year is it?
66.
66. Oh, I can see now. And I was going to find out somehow, but a bit missing the obvious, you know. Yeah, that's a beautiful car.
Yeah, I'm the original owner.
Are you really? Oh my goodness. So when you bought this car then, was it sort of like a treat to yourself, or did you just buy it as a normal daily driver at the time?
My father, I was graduating from college,
Mm-hmm.
and he bought it for me and gave me the down payment for it. But I'm the original owner.
Presumably you use it less now than you did back then? Yeah.
In the 80s, we had it restored.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you keep it like this all the way through or restore it?
But the bills we have, you know, when you have to replace shocks and stuff like that, it costs more to do that work today than the car was originally.
Right, exactly. Absolutely stunning Jaguar XK8. I wasn't expecting to see other marques here. There's a classic car show, which I'm going to film some of those cars as well if I get time. But just check this out. This was the first generation XK8 designed by Jeff Lawson, and my boss had one of these brand new back in the late 90s. Absolutely beautiful car. For those eagle-eyed amongst you, you'll notice the Ford side repeaters from a Ford Escort, but don't say that to many people here, especially not in a place like this. It's a new Mercedes. No. This is a CLA. I think this is the new one. There's the CLA and then there's the A-Class. I'm pretty sure this is the CLA because it's got the chopped roof. It's like a four-door coupe, and they do them with... It's very difficult to determine engines on modern Mercedes from the nomenclature, but this AMG, this is a E53, is very nice. Again, it's on the new side, so I don't know a lot about them. But the older Mercedes are sort of more my gig. This C8 Corvette is absolutely phenomenal. I would absolutely love one of these. The graphics are fantastic. Even more fantastic, in my opinion, very rare, is an Acura NSX built in Ohio. at, it's either Marysville or East Liberty, one of the two. But these were really maligned when they came out because people were expecting Honda to put a V8 and they didn't. So it's a shame. This is my kind of Mercedes, very similar to mine in actual fact. This is an early R170. It's a pre-2000 model, so they came out in 98 here, so this is either going to be a 98 or a 99. I had a black one, and there was basically just two versions, the 230 compressor over here and the 320, but that is a stunning car. Beautiful car. This is my kind of Mercedes, because the SLK was renowned for having the same wheelbase as the original SL. So I've just been talking to the owner. This is a 230 compressor. He's had it for 14 years and he's never had a thing go wrong with it. The previous owner apparently took off the badges, the compressor badges, and he said it's just been flawless. He has changed the motors for the roof, as they do. They leak hydraulic fluid, but the car was debadged completely by the previous owner, and I do prefer the black interiors on these. They are far less prone to flaking. Now this has got the latest stereo. This is the 2000 model, so it's got the latest stereo in it, but it is just prior to the facelift. This is more my scene. This is a Chrysler LeBaron convertible, and it's a later one because they replaced the sort of behind the flaps headlights. They weren't quite pop-up with these fixed ones, and look at that. Our registration Land Rover. Who would have thought? And this is in gorgeous condition, based on the K-Series cars, and 2.2 litre Chrysler engine. Yeah, that's a really nice Survivor. GTC. This is a very late Mercedes W220. These first debuted in around 98. They ran until about 06. This is probably 03 onwards because of the clear headlights, and did a number of other improvements to them as well. But this looks like an AMG. We'll check it out. Whether it's a proper AMG or not remains to be seen. No, it's a Brabus. Very nice. A Brabus. I couldn't tell you the exact specs on the Brabus, but I'll pull it up on the screen. Very interesting. It's a later SL. Let's take a look at this. Is another W220 over here. This is more regular. This is an earlier one. You can tell by the headlights, but it's in astonishing condition. These were very prone to rust. This was S500. This was the start of the dark days of the Daimler Chrysler partnership, and the build quality went really downhill. Something you can't knock in terms of build quality is this Carmen built Beetle. Now this is not, this is a 1302 based one from the early 70s. Just gorgeous. So it's got doesn't have the extra length to the hood. That's phenomenal. So we've got a late Jaguar F-Type here with the revised front end. Absolutely beautiful car. This is probably supercharged. Not much badging to determine what it is. And this is an Aston Martin DB10, is it? From this era. I couldn't tell you much about these modern Astons. I am no shmee, but it's absolutely stunning car. Let's just zoom in on that badge because it's probably hand built, which it is. Final inspection by Pedro Costa. Okay, people are starting to leave already. It's not even 6 o'clock yet, so it's just past 6, so I'm going to try and rush around. Another SL, and another one there as well. That is a C-Class Cabrio. No, E-Class Cabrio, that is. Now, this is more mine. This is quite an interesting AMG. This is the E210. I think it's an E210, E55 AMG. Very interesting. They're not worth a lot of money, but you get a lot for your money if you get a good one. These, of course, debuted in '95. It was the first Mercedes to have these sort of ellipsoid look headlights. Definitely an acquired taste at the time, very different to what came before it. Another SL. The CL. CL, of course, was based on the S-Class. I suspect that is. These were incredibly expensive new year, 117,000. And here we've got this stunning little frog eye sprite. W210, I think, convertible. So we're an A210 CLK 55. So not a true AMG, it's just got the AMG package. Actually, I've got that wrong. That is a true AMG, being a CLK 55. There's another CL 500. Absolutely stunning cars, these. Let's just take a look inside. Now, you've got to bear in mind, these are 20 years old. Just look at that tech in there. Beautiful car. Gorgeous R129. This is a later one. You can tell by the projector headlights. You can't really tell whether it's probably a 500. The 600 had a slightly wider track. Yeah, this is indeed a 500. GLK 250. I featured one of these on the channel. Really interesting car. These are. They were only built in left-hand drive. They weren't engineered for right-hand drive at all, despite being based on the C-Class. And we've got a G-Wagon, one of the newer ones. This one is a G580 with the technology pack. Take a look around it. Stunning car. Ooh, we can actually see inside it too. Absolutely gorgeous. Full-on mechanical diffs in these. Ooh, I know these cars. This one I featured on the channel before. Both of these are owned by my friends Jim and Julie. I had a feeling they were going to be here tonight, so we've got this sort of V126 300 TE. Absolutely gorgeous. T stood for touring. And then we've got this, they've just restored this. It's amazing R107. I think this is a late one. You can tell by the larger mirrors. It's a later one. But I know they've just restored this. It's fantastic. It's a 380. So that was like the base model in the States. The base V8. Beautiful. Now, here is... Are you stalking me? So I've just been chatting to my friends Julie and Jim, who own those two Mercedes back there. Here's another R129. This is an earlier car from, it is probably mid-90s or so, when they revised the lights on these, but these are a stunning car. These have the same problem as the R170 with the hydraulics leaking. Here's a later SL 500, beautiful car. Here's a Pagoda car. Check this out, 280 SL from '69. This is the car. I'll bring the chassis number up on the screen, but this is what the R107 replaced in 1971. What a beautiful car. 280 SL. The seats look like brand new, as they did in Mercedes. These really were the pinnacle of automotive build quality at that time. Still looks like brand new. Just check that out. Amazing. Here's a modern EQS, the EV. I've driven one of these, featured on the channel. Actually a hatchback, these are, even though they look like a sedan. This is the 450 Plus, so it's the second model, I think, from the top. No, third model. It is a beautiful Corvette C4, later C4. Actually, one of my favourites. I love the revised looks of the C4. These have really come into their own in recent years. Yep, so 95, 27,000 miles. Just check that out. Absolutely stunning. Now we've got a trio of C5 Corvettes here. We've got two convertibles and we've got the fastback sort of Targa top. Beautiful. I think these are all sort of standard models. The Buick 68. I think this is the Skylark. Yeah, this is when the Skylark was a pretty hefty machine. I think the old, related to the old 442. Sorry, I just realised you were sat in it. Here's me sort of trying to talk about a car that I don't know a lot about, and I've just realised you were sat in it. I do apologise. How long have you had this car?
It's 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I love the period brown. I love brown cars from this era. They are tremendous.
There's a story behind this. We've had it about 7 or 8 years, but we bought one in 1967,
Right.
68.
Right.
We bought this exact car in this exact color. We had it 1 year and it was stolen.
Oh my goodness. So I take it you've had better luck with this one.
So far,
Good, good. That's good to hear. But this is what you might call a proper Skylark. They really downsized them, didn't they, in the 80s? But just absolutely gorgeous. And I can't remember what the back of these looks like, because the lights that go across, yes, that's it. My wife will like this. She's a GM girl. Stunning 1954 Chevy, a couple of years before the famous 210, of course, and the 57s. This is a Bel Air. They tough. It's fantastic, mate. It really is. They changed the styling somewhat each year. It was a very, very sort of modest change in the styling on these. You know, you'd have to put them all together to really sort of see the changes. But this one, 2-door, just look at that. You had all the windows wound down, so you gave you that sort of real feeling of space. Stunning car. So we got this, saw this drive-in, beautiful frog eye Sprite, or bug eye Sprite as they were called in this country. Built by Austin Healey. They were based on the MGA, I think. Just fabulous. This one's a 59. Very unique styling. I've got a friend of mine locally that's got one he's restored, but this is the same kind of condition. It's just amazing. Look at that handbrake. Yeah. I mean, these were built for one purpose and one purpose only, just fun on the road. They weren't built for speed, they were just built for throwing around country lanes and having an immense amount of fun. And the whole, the American servicemen that were over in Britain during the war started with the MGT series, and they were bringing them back to the States in droves. And that's how places like Buffalo Motors, that I featured on the channel, came to be, because they were working on these cars for them. And of course, BMC, as it became, and likes of Austin Healey were capitalised on this market, became hugely popular, and this is probably one of the most recognised Healeys that was ever built. Fabulous car. Look at the badge, little sprite. So here's the infamous Chevrolet Corvair, launched in what, 61. These had a rear engine, rear drive format like the early 911, and like the early 911 would send you through a hedge quite quickly. And so Ralph Nader, who's an industry analyst, he really capitalised on the safety of these things and forced General Motors to make some serious upgrades to the car. This might be an upgraded one. Lovely Pontiac Solstice there, one of the Kappa platform cars. The only other one that went into production was the Saturn Sky, which version of which was sold as an Opel GT. Everyone's leaving, so I want to try and get around some of these. Oldsmobile Aurora from 2000, I think this second generation Aurora came out. So it had a slightly stubbier look compared to the very swoopy original. And this is one of the few American cars that was fitted with rear fog lights, believe it or not. Good, how you doing? Beautiful car, beautiful car. Oldsmobile, of course, was defunct in 2004. If I recall, this was the last sedan that was built before they went away. But miss Oldsmobile a lot. They did have some very interesting styling, notably towards the end with these elongated headlights. Beautiful 6th generation Camaro 50. This is a 2017. So I'm just talking to my camera for my. I'm just filming for my channel. So this is a 2017, right? Yeah. 50, yeah. Were you at the Camaro show over at the Summit the other week? No? There was a lot of these there, these 50s, yeah. So as you can tell, that's the 6. It's got the sports exhaust on it, but that's the 6, and it's the earlier 6th generation car before they were facelifted in 2019. Beautiful Dodge Viper. Needs no introduction, V10 engine. These started out basically as a concept for Dodge, and then they put it into production. The RT had no roof. This is a GTS, which was the later hardtop model. Stunning car. Don't see many about. 1973 Cadillac Eldorado. This was peak Cadillac. This has probably got the 8.2 in it. Absolutely enormous. Just check that thing out. Has several zip codes, this car. Truly, truly incredible.
It was my dad's garage for some reason.
02 Ford Thunderbird, the revival car. These used the Jaguar AGA V8 engine. Now this is the basically the standard model. I did see one which was a more upmarket one, and this has the porthole glass and the gorgeous colour-coded seats to match the exterior colour. I love that on these. So basically the same as the Lincoln LS and the Jaguar S-Type underneath, DEW98 platform. Only a few cars left back here now because most people have gone, but there's still some interesting stuff here. This gorgeous BMW Z4. This has got the 2.8. This has got the 2.8 in it. Now these debuted, they replaced the Z3, and this is an early Z4. Debuted in around 2005 thereabouts. Same mechanicals as the 3 Series. Yeah, lovely Chrysler Stratus convertible. I think they were called Stratus here. Either here they were, or certainly in Europe where they did have the Stratus name. This was the JH platform, I believe. So the sedan and the convertible, oddly enough, the sedan was a 4-door, the convertible was a 2-door, used that platform, whereas the coupe, which was also a 2-door, used the platform from the Mitsubishi Galant. Did not share the underpinnings with this at all. But fabulous looking cars. I've always had a soft spot for these. Cab forward design that Chrysler were using in the 90s. And you don't see these at shows very often, so it's great to see. Now check out this Chevrolet Blazer. This was the smaller Blazer that was introduced in the 80s, and it ran until the mid-90s, and you just don't see them in this sort of condition anymore. Had the same 4.3 litre engine that went into the subsequent model, which was brought over to the UK in the 90s. But that was bigger than this. The wheelbase on this was quite small, but I was actually looking at getting one of these as my first American car in Britain. So beautiful Ford Falcon up there that's just left. The Ford badge was missing off the front of it, but they did build them in right-hand drive. They were built in Canada. Mark 8 VW Golf GTI. This was the only version that came to the US. I think it's a standard 2-litre turbo, but I'll check on that. This one's been modified, which I don't really care for, to be honest, but still a pretty car. Another car I know nothing about, 1962 Chevrolet Bel Air, 2-door. The styling had completely changed from just 5 years before at this point, as you can see. Gone were the those sort of rear wings, and instead you've got this sort of much more modern sort of space age look that the American manufacturers were very much influenced by at the time. But I'm going to finish on this car. This is a Model A Ford, probably around 33, 34, and this is the coupe. And I think this colour was willow green, I think, and it's got the rumble seat. It's a 1930, and it's got the rumble seat in the back. And the reason I'm featuring this, along with the colour of these wheels, is that my friend Dave in the UK, who's a Model A guru, has one identical to this. Oh yeah, that'd be fantastic. I've got to talk to you about this car. Absolutely brilliant. So we're going to finish on that. Thank you very much for joining me on this tour around the Gervasi Vineyard car show. Mainly Mercedes, but we've got a host of other things here as well. But it was nice to actually feature these cars without being having music blared at me, so I could hear myself think. Thanks ever so much for watching. I'm Darren, and this is Auto Atlantica.